What if you had to walk several miles to get water for your family to use for drinking, cooking, bathing, washing clothes, and at times watering crops? What if you had to do this 7 times a day, carrying the heavy load on your head? And what if the water that you walked all this way to collect was unsafe to drink and made your family sick? In northern Uganda, Africa, this is the way of life for hundreds of women and children. They walk barefoot along thousands of worn paths through the tall grasses leading from their mud huts to the nearest water source. This single activity consumes most of their time. For hours every day, they walk. In the Bainbridge district, an isolated settlement in the northern part of Uganda, clean water simply is not available, even though the region is covered with swamps and lakes. Here, women and children walk up to 5 kilometers to a contaminated water source where they fill their containers to haul back home. They may make 7 or more of these trips a day in the hot sun. Each trip can take about an hour to complete. The hours spent collecting water keeps children from school and deprives mothers of time caring for their families or generating any income, thus perpetuating poverty. Most of their water comes from lakes and stagnant ponds full of water that is unsafe to drink without chemical treatment or boiling. The lack of any kind of water treatment and the physical impacts of hauling water are major contributors to the noticeably poor health of the people here. Nearly 2 million children die each year from water-related illnesses, and the people of northern Uganda are visible proof of this devastating statistic. They are among the 1 billion people in the world who rely on unsafe drinking water from rivers, lakes, and open wells. When gathering water from a lake, the water nearest the shore is the most contaminated. So women on a water-hauling mission often wade further out for cleaner water, subjecting themselves to the risk of being attacked by a crocodile. These 5 graves symbolize the perilous job of daily water harvesting. They hold the corpses of women whose ingenuity led them to use canoes so they could paddle out into the lake for cleaner water. Their resourcefulness briefly rewarded them. Then, one day, a crocodile overturned their canoe, and all 5 women lost their lives. Their children left motherless. The stark gravesite with its 5 crosses is a perpetual reminder of how difficult life is without a source of clean water. Two members of the Rotary Club of Bainbridge Island, Washington, visited 6 schools in the Bainbridge district of northern Uganda. At one school, in the village of Ochero, the children were noticeably less healthy. When told there was no source of clean water nearby, the Rotarians asked why a community well had not been drilled. Villagers said it would cost as much as $8,000, and there was no way they could afford that. The Rotarians knew that a well must be drilled on the school campus, and they decided to take a big, important step. They began working with the Rotary Club of Kampala Sesi Island, and the Uganda Clean Water Initiative was launched. The Rotary partners worked with the Nile Drilling Company in Kampala, who drilled a borehole and conducted pumping tests indicating this well would produce 1,000 liters of water per hour. What a difference this would make in the lives of so many people. The company built a concrete platform with an overflow drain and equipped it with a U2 hand pump. Look at the new life in this community. The project was so successful that the Rotary clubs in Bainbridge Island and Kampala Sesi Islands decided to investigate the water needs of other communities. They committed to drilling another 80 wells in villages within the Kabaramaito district, using matching grant funding from the Rotary Foundation. Each year, wells are drilled and major progress is made toward their goal. While the Uganda Clean Water Initiative is growing and helping more villages each year, the challenges are growing as well. Many of these villages lie on top of gneiss, a metamorphic rock which is harder than granite, which makes it difficult to drill boreholes. Sophisticated equipment is required to drill 60 to 100 meters or more into the rock to simply find sufficient water to meet the needs of up to 500 families. The total depth of an adequate borehole actually can exceed 120 meters. Standing water in such a borehole will rise to about 100 meters below the surface, where it can be pumped to the surface by hand pumps specially designed for this purpose. So, the cost of a single village well increases by $7,000 to $10,000 when special equipment has to be hauled in. This brings the total cost per well to approximately $18,000. But even with the added expense of heavy equipment, the wells are feasible as long as the Rotary Club partners can obtain funding and support from more people who care. Rotarians also work with the Kabaramaito Operation Save the Needy, or KOSAN, a local charitable organization involved in humanitarian projects. They help conduct water projects at the village level. Members of the Bainbridge Island Rotary Club make annual trips to Uganda to celebrate the completion of wells and identify further needs. In addition to providing clean water, the Rotary Club sponsors much-needed health and dental clinics, where people line up for hours before the doctor arrives. They have dire needs for medical care, and a free health day means a great deal. Would you like to work with the Rotary Clubs of Bainbridge Island and Kampala Sesi Islands to help save lives with clean water and health care in Uganda? If you can envision the life of those hauling contaminated water for miles every day, you can see what a difference you will make in giving them a new path, straight to a well. For more information or to make a donation, contact Steve Bentley at 360-662-9860 or send an email to sbentley@sablehousewest.com. Please visit our website for additional information at www.bainbridgeislandrotary.org. An entire village will raise a cup to you for showing them the path to the well.